Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the new Mercedes C63 S. We're going to find out if a four-cylinder Mercedes can really be considered an AMG. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Mercedes-Benz of downtown Salt Lake for giving me some time with this C63. They've got a couple of these currently available for sale, so if you're interested, link to the website in the description down below. Just ask for Dylan if you have any questions. Link to my car buying guide as well. Let's get into it. Powering this is a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder paired to a hybrid system and a 9-speed automatic transmission. Now, fuel economy is, well, mixed because this is a plug-in hybrid. So the MPGe rating is 40, the MPG rating is 21 combined between city and highway driving. It has only 3 miles of electric driving range, so really the plug-in hybrid's more for power than fuel economy. And then power output, speaking of that, 671 horsepower and then 752 pound-feet of torque. 4-cylinder turbo, I mean, that is crazy. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the front end, I love this in the center. I love it when automakers do like a driver facing or like cockpit facing vent. It just always looks so cool on a car. And then you got the new C-Class headlights. You got the AMG logo there with the vertical slats with the grille because again, it's the AMG style. And overall, just a cool look. Now around the side here, our steering wheel setup is 265 by 35 by 20 and then 275 by 35 by 20 in the rear. And you can see here with the silver ring there, you've got the satin black on the wheels. AMG there with the brake caliper, which I think is pretty cool, finished in red. And then you can see with the venting here on the side, turbo E performance. And then you've got the blacked out mirror cap, a little bit of silver on the door handles. But yeah, I mean, it looks like a C-Class, but a lot more aggressive, right? And let's take a look at the key fob. You got the AMG logo, lock and unlock. You got the opening for the trunk, AMG on the back as well, and pop her open. Now taking a look at the cargo area, you guys can see there's quite a bit of storage space here in the back. Not massive, again, it is a C-Class at the end of the day, so it's Mercedes kind of like smaller sedan. It is automatic for the trunk though to close, which is always nice. Apparently I didn't press the button good enough. There we go. That's pretty cool with the spoiler there. And then you can see C63 S in red. Pretty cool looking taillight design. I like the little covers over the exhaust tips all blacked out. And that's the rest of the rear. Now taking a look at the front door panel again, you can see here with the trim, you got the red stitching down below. More red stitching here. I like that little trim piece. Pop out door handle, and that's pretty cool for the speaker for the sound system. And then here are these seats. Perforated all down the center, nice red stitching as well. And then we'll quickly pop in. Ugh. Legroom back here is good, got a little storage pocket. Got some vents here in the rear. We also have a sunroof in the back too. Interesting. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you can see with the red stitching that goes across and down below. We've got all of our window controls here. The mirrors power fold in. You've got heated and cooled seats, memory seat function. You got all the adjustments too. And then blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And then here are the seats. AMG there at the top. Perforated all down the center. Get your lumbar support there on the side. And this is cool. You got some of the elements from the regular C-Class, which look nice. Pretty cool pedals down below too. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you can see perforated on either side. Got paddle shifters there on the back. A bunch of practical controls in the front, including controls for the center there. Volume, voice command controls, adaptive cruise control, and then that's for the gauge cluster. And then just like other AMGs, you've got the drive mode select here on the steering wheel, which is, I don't know, pretty fun if you ask me. And then this also adjusts the stability control suspension, but then you can change, again, just like other AMGs. And then you got the regular turn signal stock and then column shifter. Digital gauge cluster here in the center, and you can change the layout depending on what you want it to look like. I feel like Super Sport though works pretty well for it, if you ask me. But yeah, overall, pretty cool look. Just like other loaded up Mercedes, we got a 360 camera system with this bird's eye view and all of that. You can see different angles with this too. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, pretty quick response time with this. I've got a dual zone climate controls built into this as well, and then you can press the little car tab for all of this to pop up, which is pretty cool. And then you got your AMG tab with the different drive modes. Depending on what drive mode you turn on will determine if the engine's on or not, and obviously state of charge will also determine that as well. Got this little storage area here with the wireless phone charging pad, and you can obviously cover it up if you want, which is another cool feature. I got slippery fingers. It's hot today. Anyways, center console, nice trim here on the top. Same thing with the dash. I think it's just a nice design in general. Glove box there, and then we do have another sunroof up front. Well, talk about long and confusing names. 2024 Mercedes AMG C63 SE sedan. Oh boy. But there's the standard equipment. You can see the base MSRP. This does have some options that do increase the price quite a bit. There's your total MSRP in this one, $102,830. Let's see how it drives. Well, C63 S visibility, pretty good. 360 camera system always helps out. This is an interesting car. Yeah, you know, this, I guess this is kind of like the precipice of potentially something new. Precipice usually means something negative, but could be positive. Could be positive. You know, sometimes you fall into something not so good. Sometimes you fall into things that are pretty good. You know, it just depends. So we'll see. I think the technology is really cool, but we'll see how it comes together, right? With the actual performance and all of that. I will say right off the bat, this is nice when it comes to comparing it to like a regular C-Class. And what I mean by that is sometimes you get into the high performance variants of a particular car and you have to concede quite a bit when it comes to comfort, right? They're all in on the performance. Setting off in this initially, I feel like I'm driving a regular C-Class. Like, it's got a little bit more road noise compared to regular C-Class. I think it's just because of how aggressive these tires are. But other than a little bit more noise from the high performance tires, it's smooth. It's comfortable, and the new C-Class it really is a baby S-Class, just with how it drives and all that. And so, yeah, this is impressive. So this part of the new C63 I like. I think it does good with the kind of, you could say, daily driver stuff, right? And it's firm. It's still an AMG, but it's not overly firm to where it's uncomfortable. I feel like I'm in the Batmobile, four-door Batmobile, because the matte black it does look really good with the body lines. I think that, this is just my opinion, I think that matte black looks really good on like curvy cars, kind of like this, where you've got you know, the hood venting, and you know, it's got some lines, right? Like I said, it's got some curves. Matte black kind of doesn't look as good on, you know, the more boxy type vehicles, like a G-Wagon. It looks cool. Don't get me wrong, it looks cool. But I think that it looks better on this type of car. I think that on the boxy vehicles, you got to go for like a more military type matte color. Yeah, this would be a pretty cool daily driver, I think. But then it does beg the question, why not just get a C300, right? And gosh, there's 2.5 million different drive modes. There we go. And well, to answer that question, we got to pop into the Sport Plus mode, see what the personality's like. Now the engine doesn't sound bad, I don't think, but it's not as exciting as like a V8, for example. They used to have in the C63s back in the day, right? Man, I would like to talk to like some like super young car journalist and be like, back in my day, Mercedes used to have V8s. Oh, okay. Initial shove, pretty good. So not too bad. Check tire. They're all at the same PSI. They're all, so 2 are at 40 and 2 are at 41. So pretty much the same PSI. Okay. Strange. Probably the temperature different. I'll look at the door jamb, see what the tire settings are supposed to be. But yeah, let's see what this is. Oh, brutal. Absolutely brutal. Okay. Brutal. Wow. I feel like I'm in an electric car with that. Wow. That is the most responsive 4-cylinder I have ever experienced in my life. Bar none. There is nothing that compares to this when it comes to a 4-cylinder. Still not as exciting as a V8. Doesn't have the V8 sounds. But if you're just looking at raw performance, boy, oh boy. That was brutal. That's the only way to describe this, is brutal. So the new C63. I mean, I like it. I do think though that I think that if someone's going to daily drive this, you know, it's like really cool daily driver, gets decent fuel economy and has insane performance. I think those people are gonna like it. But for like the hardcore Mercedes enthusiast, I don't know. I think they'd probably just keep their V8. I think they'll probably just keep their V8 because that's gonna feel like more of an occasion. This, it's fun, it's fast, it's not so much of an occasion. Which, I don't know. Some people might see it as a bad thing. I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing. I think that it's just made this more practical. Gosh, that's so responsive. That was just partial throttle. This thing's a monster. So let me guys think about the C63, and let me know if you think if this is truly the future of AMG, right? Is AMG going to be all, you know, hybrid 4 cylinders? And would you buy that? Or are you gonna, you know, even though this is, okay, so look at this. Performance is better than the old one, right? It's quicker, all that kind of stuff. So would you rather have performance or the bigger V8s and V12s of the past?